fingerprints, they'll know that you have the evidence right there in your hand. You also do not have to consent to a search unless the officer has a warrant. You're perfectly within your rights to ask, am I being detained or am I free to go? Number 9. Cops casually fish for info. So you've just been pulled over. The officer asked for your license and registration, and you provided it. You should assume that everything that happens after this is them searching for information under the guise of casual conversation so that your guard isn't out. Anything you say right now could potentially incriminate you and end up being used against you in court. Even though it just seems like a normal conversation, you should only tell officers what they ask to know in as short of answers as possible. This doesn't mean that you have to be rude, only that you should just answer whatever questions they have that actually pertain to the traffic stop itself. You do not have to answer questions. They seem to be trying to lead you into conversation. Try to politely ask what the outcome of your alleged infraction is going to be. Number 8. Cops can legally lie to you. Imagine that an officer has told you that they have your fingerprints or your DNA, and that it implicates reasonable proof that you were responsible for the crime in question. You shouldn't necessarily believe them. Cops are allowed to straight up lie to you. Country crime labs are notoriously bad. So if you've been arrested for a crime that was committed fairly recently, fingerprints or DNA from the scene at all at the time of your interrogation. The 6th Federal District Court described the practice of police law.
Hey guys.
In this way, a regrettable but frequent practice of law enforcement that was not unconstitutional. The case People versus Jones, 1998, allowed police deception so long as it is not likely to lead to an untruthful confession. Number 7. Cops can administer fake tests. Not only can police legally lie to you, they can also use fake tests to try to fool you. In the case People versus Mays in 2009, cops hooked up their suspect to a fake lie detector that they, of course, told the suspect was real. They then asked their questions, and afterwards showed the suspect a fake graph from their fake machine.
Wow.
This proved that the suspect had lied when answering their questions. The suspect then admitted to having been at the scene of the crime, and the court ruled that this was a voluntary and admissible confession. In a similar case, detectives watched the suspect's hand, and then applied a field kit used for testing if the substance was cocaine or not that changed color. When it changed color, they told the suspect it had done so because they had recently fired a gun with those hands. Number 6. Police confiscate stuff to fund themselves. Civil forfeiture is a process whereby the police can take money, cars, and even homes if the suspect are involved in criminal activity. Unlike criminal forfeiture, the owner of said property doesn't even have to be convicted or even charged with a crime in order to permanently lose their property.
That's kind of bullcrap.
Get a lawyer and prove that your property wasn't actually involved in criminal activity, where the police can simply keep it as funds for themselves. Obviously, you can see how this system encourages civil forfeiture, since everybody likes money. In these sorts of cases, it isn't uncommon for prosecutors to tell you that your case isn't complicated enough to justify you hiring an attorney. Know that it definitely is, and that you need to be on your guard unless you want your property to become part of the police department's budget for next year. Number 5. Ways to hide from cops.
Oh my god, yes.
Useful trick on this entire list, so make sure you watch closely so you don't miss any details. As you can see, simply carrying a relatively small piece of ductwork with you at all times, you can use it as a quick disguise should you ever become engaged in a foot chase with the
Oh my god, this is beautiful.
urban or industrial area. Once you spring your disguise, you should become virtually invisible to the police. Commentators on the video, presumably professional criminals, describe the unique tactic as impressively stealthy and pure genius. Before you have a go at me for helping criminals, I'd like to remind you that most criminals aren't smart enough to pull this off successfully. Number 4. Complaints against police officers can be destroyed. Unfortunately, within the police force there is developed a culture of protecting your own, even if it potentially conflicts with protecting the public. When hackers gained access to the largest police union website in 2016, they uncovered some fairly disturbing information. In some places, there are guarantees that make sure that complaints made against officers by members of the public are kept secret, so that they won't affect the officer's career or reputation. In other cases, the complaints are simply destroyed altogether. When the Guardian did an analysis of fraternal order of police documents, they found that a third of them contained a clause allowing the destruction of records of civilian complaints, departmental investigations, or disciplinary actions after a negotiated period of time. A third of the documents also barred the public from accessing past records of complaints. All of these rules.
Okay, we need to build a sonic wall. Sonic walls. I know people don't call them this, but like, you know, sound walls. Sound barriers are giant walls on the side of highways that permit the sound, or at least distort it, from coming through into the neighborhood. The neighborhood was gonna get extended, yes, but sadly, the highway is going through it. Interesting.
Complaints could very well end up long outstaying their welcome on the force. Number 3, stay calm and collected. Neil Franklin, a 33-year law enforcement veteran from the city of Baltimore, wrote an article about his experiences directed at civilians, stating that all civilians should understand how to protect their constitutional rights and make smart decisions when dealing with officers of the law. He said he believes that important information about dealing with police officers has remained largely unavailable to the general public. Although due to recent controversies, it's really needed now more than ever. His number one advice for dealing with police in a positive way was simply to remain as calm as possible. Having a bad attitude makes it far more likely that the situation is going to have a bad outcome. Similarly, he stated that it is never a good idea to touch a cop, even if it's in a friendly way or as a joke. But if you are a bit of a nuisance and want to annoy a cop that has just pulled you over for drunk driving when you haven't consumed any alcohol, then why not keep a spare beer in your glove pocket and crack one open with your seatbelt like this? Okay, I wouldn't actually suggest you do that, but it is strange how well that seatbelt resembles a bottle opener. Number 2, zip ties that...
Okay, so that is a thing. You know, I've never been in trouble with a cop, but if you ever do, just respect them. I bet you if you basically tell the truth and you break it, they're probably going to sentence you to a much lighter sentence. For example, if you don't, I don't think if you plead guilty, sometimes you get the death. But I'm not saying it always. People always get sentenced to death. But you know, when people, I'm not saying it works. I'm not saying it works. I don't claim to know everything about law, but I've heard in some cases that when people plead guilty to a crime, they get a life sentence instead of death. So just admit it, okay? Just spill your beans. You did something wrong. You effed up. There you go. Just admit to it, and everything will be all fine. Hopefully. Oh, I'm creepy. Oh, the Southern Swamp Trench. Or Southern Mariana Trench. Those are two names, good names. I think I'm gonna go with Southern Mariana Trench or Southern Swamp Trench. I think Southern Swamp Trench is gonna be way better.
Snow chains. On a somewhat different note, now that cold weather is approaching, let's remember that driving in snowy conditions can be really inconvenient. Depending on where you are, getting pulled over for not having the proper posture is a very real possibility, and then you can pretty much kiss the skiing trip goodbye. You can be issued a fine which will help you. But legality aside, driving in winter conditions can also be dangerous, and nobody is a fan of getting into car accidents, even if you're not concerned with the police. Recently, in Truckee, California, cops pulled over a car that they assumed wasn't equipped with proper snow equipment, since they hadn't seen any change on the tires. To their surprise, what the driver did have was zip ties wrapped all over his tires. While they unfortunately assumed that this was simply ridiculous, in reality, they were a legitimate product called the Zip Grip Go. These plastic zip ties are designed to be a replacement for snow chains, and are only about 1/10 of the cost. Make sure to check your local laws to see if this drastically cheaper alternative is legal in your area. If you made it this far, I'm going to bet you enjoyed this video, so why not subscribe? We upload amazing
Already did.
videos daily. Also, make sure to click that bell icon.
Okay, one day we're gonna need to get these giant booms down here.
Now let's get back to it.
Okay, so listen up here. TAA standard. Let's see what TAA standard states. Just need 1, 2. Oh, forgot about that bind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So from right, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's a 6. I think there's one. I'm sorry. So there should be a 5 block, right? There's 5 and another. That's 6 blocks between the ground and the road. Thank God that little path can be seen on the radar. It's a little it's a song from Goat Simulator. It's kind of funny. Oh, it looks like this chunk is missing, but it's actually not. This little gray thing right here, that is actually the dig site. Right here, there's going to be a bunch of silos, and over there, we might be seeing the first development of our nuclear power plant. That nuclear power plant is going to hook up directly to TA City, powering it. 7 blocks off the ground. Okay.
Number 1, obeying the law. At the end of the day, the best way to avoid getting into problems with law enforcement is simply to not commit any crimes. Then you should be fine, right? Well, maybe not entirely. You've probably heard rumors about the
Yeah! Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
is simply to not commit.
Sorry for that. Oh my God, that actually scared me. My phone fell because look it. If you don't see it, I have it propped. I had it propped like that, and it fell off. And I thought like a ghost like touched my leg. I'm like, oh my God, because you know I'm actually no stranger to paranormal activity. I've had my headphones fall off the couch, not the couch, but my bed, and they'll be like in like a little crater of blankets. I'm not joking you. I've had Nerf darts that sat in one place for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden they just roll off. I can't make that crap up, dude. It's a ridiculous. Can't get my foot out my blanket. There we go. This is what we need to do. We need to copy this little format here.
Then you should be fine, right? Well, maybe not entirely. You've probably heard rumors about the end of the month being a dangerous time to drive because cops have ticket quotas that they need to fill and are looking for any sort of an excuse they can get to hand some out before the deadline. Officially, ticket quotas are illegal and do not exist. Unofficially, there are numerous confessions from officers that there is pressure within departments to reach a certain level of performance. It's a way to give the public and the people in charge a tangible statistic about just how clean
382.
And let's face it, tickets are money. And whenever there's money involved, you can bet there's a load of people being mischievous. Knowing your rights when dealing with law enforcement is an important part of what it means to live in a free country. Also worth noting is that not committing crimes is an important part of being a free person and not ending up in jail. Most importantly, never leave your house without a sufficient length of ductwork so that you can quickly disguise yourself and disappear into the terrain. Let me know what you think about these things.
I saw. Oh, this is luck.
Enjoyed this video?
This dude had a piece of shrapnel hit his eyeball. And you want to know what was between that eyeball and that shrapnel? Safety glasses. Safety first, people. I can't wait to show it to Mr. Robertson, because people never wear their glasses. I'm going to show them why they should wear their glasses, because that piece of shrapnel could cost him his eyesight, and unfortunately a lot of money to fix the eye surgery, to get eye surgery. Dude. Wear safety equipment. That saved him a fortune, and his eyesight. Neighbors you're lucky not to live next to. I've seen people with signs that say you're us and all that crap, like slurs.
Neighbors that just don't seem to know how to be good neighbors or even decent human beings. At the end of this video, you'll probably want to thank your neighbors for not making this list. Unless they did, in which case, tough luck. Some people like to keep their own lawns trimmed. Some people like it when other people keep their lawns. Special few that will take this desire to the extreme and burn someone's house down for not keeping their lawn as short as they thought it should be. That's exactly what happened when Philip Roger Bennett told his neighbor Mark to cut his lawn.
You wanna know what happened? I've seen neighbors go crazy and ballistic. Like they're one of the that's bad. So I forgot like and I forgot all that crap. But I was surprised. We need to put windows here. After all, why would you want all the hot air seeping in? I might make like a little bit more houses down here. Maybe some houses down there. A grain yard right. Maybe like a small grain yard, I think. I've seen people saw each other's freaking garages in half.
Sometimes it's hard to know which neighbor is worse when one does something and the other retaliates with an equally awful response. However, this case has a clear winner for the biggest jerk award, and that would be the people filming the video. Apparently, their neighbor blocked their shared driveway, then left for the day. For some reason, they decided that the proper course of action after a couple warnings
Oh, wow.
was his car with their truck.
Okay, okay, that's just too far. I know they blocked your door, but still, don't crush their car. Just, you know, if someone blocked my garage, you know what? Life's life. You're gonna have your freaking hangovers, and you're gonna have your bright spots. And sometimes you just gotta deal with what you have to work with. At least your car, like, bruh, if it's blocked, there's space. At least you have room to park it somewhere.
This is a great example of a harmless prank that doesn't take things too far when neighbors have been annoying. After this guy's neighbor kept him up all night with their loud music, he decides to get some revenge with a smartphone app that allows him to turn off their TV from his house.
How's that happen? Is he hacking?
And now we're right back to people destroying other people's property. These lovely neighbors weren't fans of the hallway security camera, so they took to trying to destroy it with an axe and spraying over the lens. Relax, ladies. It's there to keep
You're an idiot.
This guy just wouldn't give up his dream of driving his neighbors out of their house.
What did this guy's friends say after he missed the toilet? You're an idiot. How to be corny.
Like so many other neighborly disagreements centering on a parking issue, but from there it escalated quickly. Jeffrey Wright started things off by throwing dog feces at his neighbors and into their yard. When that didn't work, he aimed massive floodlights at their house all night long. Then he attempted to run them off the road in his car.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Since I live out in the country, I have horses. And back then, I mean, I used to scoop horse manure, which is another fancy word for saying that's horse crap. I could shovel as much horse crap a day. You can make me shovel it all day. The only thing I'll complain from is just... That's actually... I could take the smell of marker, horse feces, gasoline. I have some really strange tastes. Not taste, but smell. But okay, I could take horse feces. Dog feces, disgusting. Anything that eats meat is just gross. Okay? Trust me. Horse feces smells like a bouquet of flowers compared to dog crap.
And that just landed him in prison. He hired a hitman to take them out.
Oh my god!
The plot to take them out was discovered before it was carried out, and this bad neighbor went back to prison, where he hopefully was a bit nicer to his neighbors there. Here's another example of someone that refused to quit when they should have. Jane Wilding used tactics that were so effective some of her neighbors had to be treated for depression. She dumped broken glass, oil, and dead animals on their driveway. She also kept an eye on them by turning her CCTV cameras towards their house and blasted offensive music in the middle of the night. If that wasn't enough, she also used the old shining floodlights into the neighbor's house all night trick, but she was the one that suffered in the end. After her neighbors filed enough complaints.
Floodlights. What do they burn at? How many lumens do floodlights burn at? A 3,600 lumens. That's pretty freaking hard.
Well,
I know I've shown it, but this right here is a $50 flashlight. Why'd I buy it? Because I'm tired of getting the stupid, like, cheap $5 flashlights you get at a gas station. So I'm like, you know what? I'm done going through flashlights. This. This baby, it burns at 2,000 lumens, while my lights in my room right now burn at 1,700. So this thing is effectively brighter. Let me prove it to you. It's amazing. Look at this is okay. This is complete darkness in my room. Look at it. It lights everything up. So if you live in Florida where there's hurricanes and crap, and your lights go out and like with storms, buy this flashlight. It's a Stanley 2000 lumen Fat Max. This thing is the best flashlight you will ever buy. However, they do sell variants of like spotlights, like gun flashlights that do 2,200 lumens. But more than this thing right here. But I wanted this thing because it's more compact. So you could store it in like a 2 to 3 inch pipe. You can compact it and carry it anywhere. I loved it so much I took it over to my sleepover because I love that flashlight. What did your kid get? Your kid gets toys for Christmas or for their birthday. What do I get? A yard shovel. I mean, I'm not saying I hate them, but I'm not necessarily the person that likes action figures, because, like, oh, you can play with them, but then, oh my gosh, but then, like, Legos, you can actually build with them, and you can do everything. I mean, you can make, like, some shoot, like, little tiny projectiles.
Stealing your identity. That's unfortunately what happened in one neighborhood when Anthony James David invited some neighbors to hang out for the evening. Everything on him. He took them to a Buccaneers football game, covered their restaurant and bar tabs, and overall was the best neighbor ever. Then their credit card statements arrived in the mail, and they found out he had stolen their identities and been charging everything to their accounts. Makes you think twice if your neighbor seems a little too nice. Some neighbors are a little more passive-aggressive, which keeps things interesting for everyone else in the neighborhood, like David Muscat. When he got complaints about illegally removing trees from his property, his response was to let his neighbors know what he thought about their complaints by carving a hand out of the removed trees with the middle finger raised. He then went to great lengths to deliver that same message to his ex-wife. They got divorced because she was cheating on him, and he got revenge by moving into the house next to her boyfriend's and investing $7,000 in a bronze statue of a hand flipping the bird. This little neighbor slapped his disabled neighbor in the face with a fish. Is there really anything else to be said about the situation? I mean, his neighbor was a quadriplegic, and this dude hit him with a fish. A fish! He's not nicer with any of his other neighbors either, as he's been known to curse people out, choke them, and chase them down the street with a chainsaw.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you wanna know one of the luckiest moments in my life? I was going to my camp, and you wanna know what I saw? On the side of the road, leaning perfectly against a sign, was a BB gun. I'm not even joking you, a BB gun just sitting there. I don't know who left it there, but like Iron Giant where, the kid carves in like Ryder or something, whatever his last name was. Well, guess what? I actually got inspired and I did the same thing. So whoever that gun was, yeah. And my dad got even luckier when in the ditch he found I don't even joke with you, a chainsaw. He literally found a chainsaw in a ditch. And now he's kept it. And that sucks. A $200 piece of equipment just lost. I remember one night when I was going to go over to school, and I was getting ready for school, and I actually sadly witnessed a buck drown in my pond. It sucks because he went into the input valve. The input, well, you know what, out in the country here, my parents don't pay for water bills, because we get it from good old Mother Nature. Heck, our pond, if you dig 10 foot away from at least 200 feet away from it, you'll find water. The groundwater seeps in everywhere. And if I have to say what my family's biggest fail was, we had a $3,000 pine tree. Like a giant stump. And this stump was at least 100 feet long. Like a huge freaking debarked processed tree for internet. You wanna know what happened? I estimated that we were 10 foot under to reach the cell tower for unlimited internet. So that pole was $3,000 and I think $3,600 of wood. That's three and a half grand just destroyed. And the only thing its use now is for is basically just supporting a very tiny lightning rod this big.
So you played over 4,000 times in a row? No judgment here. But if you're going to do that, make sure your neighbors aren't stuck listening to it too. When Alexander Alexandrov's neighbor listened to Angels by Robbie Williams that many times, he decided enough was enough. So he went over to his house and stabbed him to death. Maybe his neighbors played the music from these speakers? This next one is both heartbreaking and downright disgusting. The mother of an autistic boy found this note on her door from another mom in the neighborhood. The note is absolutely horrible.
Oh my god, I hate this lady and I hope she dies in hell. To the lady that deserves. I also live in the neighborhood and have a problem. Your kid is a mentally handicapped, and you have a considerably decided that it'd be a good idea to live in a close proximity neighborhood like this. You selfishly put your kid outside every day, letting them be nothing but a nuisance, their problem to everyone else. With that noise, polluting, wailing, made constantly. That noise he makes is when he is outside is dreadful. It scares the hell out of my normal children. When you feel that idiot kid needs fresh air, take him to a park, you dope. We have a nature trail. Let him run around those places and make noise. Crying babies, music, not even barking dogs or normal sounds in this resident neighborhood. He is not. He is a hindrance to everyone and will always be that way. Who the hell is going to care for him? No employer will ever hire him. No normal girl is going to marry/love him. And you are going to live forever. You are not going to live forever. Personally, they should take whatever to body parts, retarded, party parts he possesses and donate to science. What the hell else good is he to anyone? You had a retarded kid. Deal with it properly. What right do you have to do this? Hard-working people. I hate people like you believe that just because you have a special needs kid, you are entitled to special treatment. God. Do everybody in that community in the favor, move. Vamos. Scram. Move away. And get out of this type of neighborhood setting. Go live in a trailer in the woods or something. And with that wild animal kid. Nobody wants you living here. And no one gets the guts to tell you. Do the right thing and move or euthanize him. Either way, we all are better off. Oh, I hope you burn in hell, and I hope you honestly get freaking murdered for that thing. That is like close to racism. Listen up here. I bet you that kid's probably smarter than you. You stupid whale. You freaking probably 700-pound Karen that cannot reproduce because she's so annoying like that. I hate people that do this. You know what? There are people out there, like freaking Deller, who is autistic actually. He's made a fortune. He is the best person ever. I actually feel bad for him. I went from like laughing at his rage, I almost feel bad for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wow. 7. Okay, 7. Sincerely, one soft mother.
For all the things this awful woman deserves for writing that note. When the police and SWAT team showed up at this man's house, it ended up setting off a bizarre...
I honestly hope you trip on a stump and your face lands on one of those beaver poles that they chewed up like a really sharp pencil. I honestly hope that happens. I honestly hope you sink. If I had to... That lady is lucky law doesn't exist. Because if I found out about that message, I would immediately go over there with a freaking AK or something. But, you know, I'm a good person. I hope you freaking get a weight tied to your leg and get dropped in the ocean. You are the worst person I've ever heard of. Like, bruh, that is just so horrible. How do you say that about an actual person? Does that look good? I've even had people, I've heard people on freaking Paw Patrol saying, "Oh, euthanize the German Shepherd." Listen up here, you fricks. I have a German Shepherd, and I find that very offensive. Why don't you go euthanize yourself? Because the only problem in society is your existence. Like, bro, what? Why are people hating cops right now? If you hate cops, you're an imbecile. I'm not trying to be that person like saying like, "Oh, everybody besides me is stupid." No, I don't want to be that person. But listen up here. Without cops, I bet you if every cop snapped away, it'd look like freaking Iran in 2003. Go into chaos, there'd be looting, shooting, rioting, killing, left and right and center. Because guess what? The only people that keep this place in order is the police. They help us. And you know what? My school thought we had a shooting. And you know what? The cop ushered us into a room. He was the last one in there. I mean, there wasn't a shooting, but he was the last one in there. You wanna know why? Because he sacrifices freaking butt cheeks for us. You wanna know why? Also, because he's a good person. He's a good Samaritan. Yeah. 43322. 43322. 43322. 43322. 43322. I need to go 4332222. 43322.
Circumstances. He blamed his neighbor's mother for tipping off police and decided to get revenge. He threw dead animals on their yard, burned things on his property that sent noxious smoke into their yard and house, and hung a noose in their yard. The frightened woman installed video cameras to protect herself and watched him pace along.
This dude actually went into a box.
So she doesn't have a reason to call the police. This guy may win the award for passive-aggressive neighbor of the year. Clearly, Bob wanted his neighbor to paint his fence, and he did, but I have a feeling Bob won't appreciate the paint job any more than the unfinished fence. Picking up dog poop is annoying enough when it's your own dog, but at least then it's your choice. So when your neighbors keep letting their dogs poop on your yard, it's no surprise that it gets real old real fast. If you find yourself in that situation, just do what this guy did and put up a sign threatening to slap their dog poop onto their head. Then come back and let me know how that works out for you. This guy is labeled as the world's worst neighbor, and there's even a YouTube channel dedicated to him called Neighbor is a Jerk. In this particular clip, you can see him blocking his neighbor's car with his golf cart as he tried to
Oh God.
his driveway is his property.
It's a boomer.
The clip keeps calm and collected, but his neighbor clearly hates him.
You're blocking my access, so I can't get to it.
So you're saying this dock on my property is blocking your... Okay. Okay.
Before I reveal the next example, you should subscribe if you're enjoying the video. We upload amazing fact-filled list videos daily. Also, make sure to click that bell icon to stay updated, or you'll regret missing out on some amazing knowledge that could have filled your brain. Now let's get back to it. I don't know what the story behind this picture is, but it's probably great. Clearly, it's another example of a passive-aggressive neighbor using natural resources to express themselves. This time...
Okay, can we all just admit, let's question this. Why does 5-Minute Crafts have 50 million subs? I'm not a fan of PewDiePie, okay? I'm not saying I hate him. I don't hate him. I don't love him. He's not my favorite, and he's not my most hated. But I swear to God, if he gets surpassed by 5-Minute Crafts, I'm gonna be furious. How much? Oh God, I'm never gonna get spammed. Please do not spam me. I'm trying to look at their 67 million. 67 million. Do you know how much that is? If you said that if everyone else subs lived in the United States, that's a sixth of the freaking population. What is that madness? A sixth. Look at this. 6 fingers. This is how much. Right here, this little finger right here, this little thumb. That's how many subscribers is compared to the United States population. That is ridiculous.
That make daily headlines. From Florida man believed that he was half man.
I've seen a dude get arrested on Florida going onto a playground telling children where the babies come from.
It's in the form of a shrub mooning their neighbor. Oh, nature, you're so versatile. If you love to subtly annoy your neighbor, then consider leveraging the power of Google Maps. Simply carve aggressive phrases into your field and voila. A nice surprise for your neighbors next time they try to steal your property.
From now, cross-platform on PC.
I don't care. I doubt this. I'm sorry, but I don't think Raid Challenge is capable. I think it's been memed. Watch this. Wait, ready? I'm gonna search up lawnmowers. You ready? See it? I've clearly searched it up. Get ready for the lawnmowers. Ready? Now ready? Ready. I'm gonna watch a video.
At some point,
Come on, let's watch a video. Get an ad in.
you don't need to believe in fate.
Hello? Hold on. Where is it? I'm not trying to say I like ads, but where is it?
Being a good father is important to me. So being diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer made me think of all the things that I wanted to.
Having made her debut in the original Borderlands game, having made her debut as the 6 new Vault Hunters in Borderlands 2, having made her debut in the original Borderlands. So a few days ago, I released a video talking about how Borderlands 3 was not the...
Anyway, whatever.
I can't say that I've ever wanted someone to get robbed, but I kind of hope this thief goes after their Easter decorations so they can have him painted in a life-size glass.
Yes! I got it!
Sure if this was caused by
I got it. It was flipping and I pushed it. I caught it. Yes! Take that, life.
your cinder block wall is a situation I would not want to find myself in. It makes me wonder if they have other massively destructive plants their neighbors should be worried about. If you're paying extra extra for something you don't need, like a parking spot, and you have an annoying neighbor, you'll have to try this. This is totally acceptable. After all, that cozy coop is worth a lot of money, so it definitely needs a safe parking spot. Most people in apartment buildings have left trash outside their door at some point. It's a lot easier to do that than take it downstairs the next time you leave, but this guy takes a totally different approach. He just keeps piling up bags of trash in the hallway until he overhears people complaining about them or the smell. Then and only then does he get motivated enough to take them outside with him. The beginning of this story is so nice that it's a tragedy that has such a bad ending. The person that took this picture helped out his elderly neighbor by mowing his lawn. 2 days later, the neighbor next to him mowed his lawn exactly up to the property line, leaving this awkward patch of grass in the middle. Apparently, his principles are too strong to justify doing the right thing. You know that kid in your elementary class that always told the teacher everything that everyone did wrong? That kid grew up to be Larry. And Larry liked to call the city on his neighbors so often that one of them put up a sign to let him know that he had a building permit for the work he was doing. This guy's neighbor got a package, a very interestingly shaped package. It's one of those things that you just really don't want to know about your neighbor. But now that you do, you can't stop thinking about it. And the more you think about it, the more you wish they had been there.
It's a female mannequin. It's called a womanikin. Thanks, Cheria.
Most people would probably either just keep it or throw it back. But then there's this neighbor who took the time to carve a message into the soap before throwing it back. But I'm not so sure that was a neighborly gesture. Here's a series of clips filmed.
Oh, you want to know something really weird? Every once in a while, we'll walk up to our mailbox. We'll find just food. Like a few weeks ago, there was bagels. There's like bagels. Now it's hot dog buns. And then it was and then before those two, there were hamburger buns. I'm not even kidding you. Somebody is leaving food on our lawn. And I don't want to be mean to all the children that need food, but I don't want food. We have way too much food. Like, if you've seen our fridge, it is jam-packed. Like, it could feed the entire freaking Hungarian army. There's so much food in there. We don't need food. We don't need more food than we have.
There's so much I could start explaining about these neighbors, but I just don't have the time to get into all of it. If they're not selling drugs, they're definitely doing something shady by constantly hiding and removing a magnetic case from their wheel well. Here you can see them sneakily stealing their neighbor's spare wheel right out from underneath their truck. It can't be much better than that to steal from your neighbor while they're sleeping in their home, knowing there's a camera on you. Now I'll leave you with this positive image of two neighbors that clearly have very different views of the world, yet live in peace anyway. It's certainly nice to see after knowing what some of the people on the so which first. Or have you had any bad neighbors? Let me know down in those comments. I'd be interested to hear about your stories. Thanks for watching. Everyone has had however, next time you find yourself slipping into a bad mood or something that's happened, remember there are other people who definitely had it a lot worse than you. Don't believe me? Well, here's a list of people who are definitely having a worse day than you. So just in case you're lucky enough to have never gone through it, when you go to get an allergy test, they'll inject you with a bunch of different allergens to see what it is that your skin will react to. Unfortunately for this girl, her test didn't narrow it down too much. There are going to be a lot of wrecked car interiors on this list, but spilled paint has got to be one of the worst of ruining your life. It actually seems to be pretty common, whether you store your plane in the trunk, in the back seat, or even up front with you in the passenger seat. Just seal it properly. Going caving is a pretty dangerous hobby, and there are pretty normal ways of with that said, seconds. What a ripoff. But this guy's ride very literally went from flame to lame in just one lap. And unless he's... Speaking of car-based disasters, is there anything worse than spilling food on your brand new interior?
Oh.
Yes. Accidentally dumping a full cup of Coke is way worse. Not only is the sugar going to make it gross and sticky as well as cold, but this guy could have avoided this by using his cup holder for an actual cup instead of hand sanitizer. So it looks like these guys are going through some kind of army.
Shut up, Nova.
So I'm guessing that they're all pretty tough. With that said, no matter how hardcore you might think.
Why is it advertising me alcoholic products?
Getting sprayed with water while you have to pay attention to your superior has got to really suck. Blowing bubblegum bubbles is one of life's simple pleasures. That is, until you give a pack of bubblegum to a super competitive person. This guy has obviously taken things way too far, and it's come back to bite him in a big way. With that said, it doesn't look like any got stuck in his hair, so things could have been a lot worse. Be wary of trees. Why? Well, this woman had a porcupine fall out of a tree straight onto her head, while this dude poked his head into a hole in a tree where a porcupine was hiding and got this less than friendly welcome. So imagine there's a small fire at your house, so you call the fire department to put it out. However, there's one small problem. When the fire engine turns up, it's on fire too. I don't know what you do in this situation. You call a second fire engine to put out the first one, but either way, you're having a pretty bad day. Don't you hate it when you just can't get a snack out of the vending machine? Well, imagine that happened to you 6 times in a row. That would be enough to put anyone in a bad mood. But on the other hand, someone else is about to have a really good day when every bag falls down at once. I'm guessing this woman just added the chair to her basket without really thinking about it. However, it's a good reminder that you really should check the sizes before you buy anything, because what you think is a really cheap chair might just be a chair for a doll's house or a mouse. So I really don't know if this person is having a bad day or not. I mean, sure, they're going to have to wait hours to get that cup of ice water they wanted, but on the other hand, they're rich enough to afford a pretty fancy fridge. Not just that, but taps exist, so they could easily get a glass of water if they could bear to drink it without ice. This has got to be every kid's worst nightmare. Waking up and finding out you've completely missed an exam by text. That's got to be one of the most painful messages to receive. I don't even know how this one happened. I mean, how do you accidentally iron a bag of marshmallows? Either way, this will ruin anyone's day, because not only do they have to clean all the gooey mess off their iron, but they barely have any marshmallows left. So I know this picture is kind of adorable, but it's also a bad day double whammy. Why? Well, this kid probably wasn't having a good time when this picture was taken, but I bet they get more and more embarrassed every time this picture gets pointed out in the family photo album. To be honest, if you try and open your car door and it does this, then it's probably time you bought a new car. With that said, if this person's door is like that because someone else ran into them, then their day is just as ruined. But I'm not sure if that's better or worse. So there are 2 possible answers to who's having a bad day in this picture. I mean, obviously the girl who accidentally dyed her skin pink isn't having a great time. But I'm guessing the lying paint company won't be having a great time when they get a lawsuit through the mail. Ripping your pants is never fun or convenient, no matter where or when it happens. However, I think ripping your trousers when you're marching in formation is one of the worst possible times, because you can't even run away and get changed. You just gotta carry on unwillingly advertising your privates to onlookers. We've seen a couple of car disasters already on this list, but none of them has been as ironic as this one. I mean, it's already funny because the car is doing exactly what the license plate said it would, but it's actually even better because I guarantee someone bought that plate thinking it would make them look cool. So when you get snow on your driveway or ice on your window,
Save big on your next project with 11% off everything. Now at Menards, get the last roof you'll ever need with premium Pro Rib steel roofing. It's available in 25 colors. Cover 100 square feet for just $93.44 after 11% off. These Novix stacked stone panels replicate the look of stone mason.
windshield, it kind of
I don't have anything better than
late for work. With
Oh my god, the cabinets are coming off the walls.
First place. Getting stuck in the rain is one of the most miserable experiences on the planet, and this guy obviously knew that because he brought an umbrella. Unfortunately, the umbrella he owned wasn't going to do him any good unless he needed to hit someone in the face with it to make a quick getaway. When you enter the lottery, you know your chances of winning are pretty low, so it's normally not that sad when your numbers don't come up. However, playing and ending up with numbers this close to the winning ticket has really got to suck. Being at the dentist is already a pretty stressful situation, but I think if I accidentally sucked on my dentist's finger, I'd be too mortified to ever go back. The worst part is, this person had a mouthful of water, so they probably couldn't even explain what they'd done or apologize. Snow days are great. You get time off work or school, and all you have to do all day is lay about in pajamas drinking hot chocolate. With that said, if I opened the door to see this much snow outside, well, let's just say I wouldn't be excited to get the shovel out. Now, I don't know who's having the worst day. The girlfriends who bought this cup without looking inside it, or the boyfriends they accidentally gave it to. I'm going to go with the guys, because even if they're excited about the news, they then have to be told it's not actually true. Nothing is worse than accidentally ruining your own work. Whether that's losing an essay because you forgot to save it, or knocking your cup of tea over the painting you're working on. The sculptor had to watch hours of work get smashed into nothing, but at least now they can lie and say it's modern art. Dropping your phone always sucks, but some places are definitely worse than others. For example, you never want to drop it into an alligator enclosure. Try getting that one back. I really feel for this guy. I mean, not only has he started his commute to work by getting absolutely covered in snow, but now he has to sit and wait for all of it to melt. That means damp clothes and a damn car. Not a great start to the day, if you ask me. Knowing what to wear to a party can be an absolute nightmare, especially if it's a vague theme like green-blue. I applaud this guy for making the effort, but it turns out blue is a German expression for being drunk, and green is for weed. He clearly screwed up. This isn't just a bad day. This is a horror movie waiting to happen. I mean, if I got on a plane and part of the wing came off during takeoff, I would have no problem insisting we get back on the ground as soon as humanly possible. Honestly, I'm not even sure how this one happened. I mean, what are the odds of managing to tear a strip out of every banana you bought just by picking them up? Anyway, I'm getting...
Oh.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I gotta run, thanks. Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes. No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layer.
I don't.
Guessing the moral here is just to not eat fruit. This image is art. It perfectly demonstrates the impact a poor kid had on the cement. Well, at least you can't say he didn't leave an impression in life. I'm still betting the builder had a worse day than him, though. So I don't think it actually matters whether you're scared of bees or not. If this happens to your car, then you're definitely not going near it. With that said, if you are scared of bees, then this goes from just a very bad day to something that will be haunting your nightmares for years. When you think of super intimidating people who never have embarrassing moments, I'm guessing SWAT teams are somewhere near the top of that list. Turns out, though, they're just as capable of being caught with their trousers down as the rest of us. This picture isn't just tragic, it's also seriously ironic. If I saw this on the floor, I think I might just lose it. So
Stress relief. Glass bottle that broke.
you and ruin your day, what's the worst one? The answer is, of course, spilling your beer. Whether you're this guy who wasted a whole round because he couldn't handle stairs for some reason, this waiter who was never going to be able to carry that many pints in the first place, or just this guy who got sprayed in the face when he tried to open a cask. What's the worst bad day you've ever had? Let me know in the comments down below, and thanks.
Probably when I walked into school and I just vomited right there. I don't like this game, but hopefully I can get some nostalgia. Yup, 2018. 2018. If it's 2018, then I'm watching the video.
Or building. From finding 4 llamas in one game to surviving epic battles on 1 hit point, you're the luckiest Fortnite players.
I'm probably gonna get emotional.
Nothing's more satisfying than killing an opponent and then using your emote to humiliate them even more. But in this clip, Frank MC9 took it to a whole other level. After sliding down the side of the mountain to the last remaining player, he uses his wave emote to perfectly predict his opponent's death in style. Knowing an opponent is one thing, but executing it perfectly is just lucky. The final moments of any game are the most intense, especially when the storm is coming to a full close. In the next clip, Alice Niji got so lucky that her opponent was so bad at Fortnite. While trying to heal up from the storm, the other player jumps in front and misses a point-blank shotgun shot. He then dies in the storm to give our hero the victory. Talk about luck. The golden scar is the holy grail of all the weapons in Fortnite, so finding one on the ground or in a chest right when you land is amazing. But not Lucas was even luckier than that. After gliding into Tilted Towers, he finds 2 golden scars right next to each other. Don't even tell me the odds of that happening. Almost everyone knows that in order to increase your chances of getting that beloved victory royale, you'll need a decent assault rifle, shotgun, explosive weapons, and shields. Players would be lucky enough to get 3/4 of these things throughout the entire game. D007 was extremely lucky though, and got a purple scar, purple tactical shotgun, egg launcher, and a 100 shield in less than 20 seconds.
Dude.
Streaming Fortnite can be a bit troublesome sometimes due to the fact that streamers have to make sure all of their equipment and settings are intact during games of Fortnite. Streamer Haniel Darrison was adjusting his face cam settings when all of a sudden a player comes right in front of him. Luckily, the no skin took too long to shoot before Haniel Darrison was able to get the kill. Just arguably one of the best players in the game.
And the most toxic.
For sure, he is the most popular player in Fortnite. With the millions of players online every day, the chances of getting into a game with him are slim enough, but actually killing him is another story. Gary Smokes Oak is able to pull off a clean headshot snipe on Ninja. Getting into a game with the man himself and sniping him is definitely lucky. Landing in Tilted Towers can be quite stressful, especially when you can't find a gun right away. Oftentimes you find yourself frantically trying to hide. Desperately kill someone with your pickaxe. That was grenades, and he put them to use by getting a random kill and another defensive kill. RPG is one of the most intimidating weapons.
Yes, it is.
Whenever you see someone with it, you pray that your building is strong enough to block it, or the RPG misses you completely. Streamer Donlox Kenzo built a door after sniping someone, only to have an RPG come soaring through the open door, feet away from the streamer. If that door was closed, he would have died. When gliding in for the land, players often look for either a chest or weapon to land on in order to immediately defend themselves. Rack Discipline shared a screenshot of his landing, which had 3 chests and a llama. Llama loot boxes are ridiculously rare in Battle Royale and often have many resources and items in them. They contain a very
Not anymore.
resources, traps, and ammo. Now, if only that could happen every single game. When someone uses a launch pad mid-fight, it's pretty hard to shoot them with bullets because they're not only moving, but purposely trying to weave and dodge your shots. Way to Clutch lives up to his name when a player glides across his screen after launching and he no-scopes him with a sniper rifle. No-scoping a player that's gliding, the chances are nearly impossible. I'm sure all of us have tried the bush tactic at least once. That is, trying to hide in a bush for as long as possible to win. Well, Piggy Cheeseburger took it to another level in this clip because 2 squads have a full-on battle right around him without realizing he's there. Unfortunately, he dies after, but still, how could those players not see him? FaZe Clan was known for their Call of Duty trick shots, but nowadays a lot of them are playing Fortnite instead. FaZe Adapt's gaming skills still exist when he is riding on top of a shopping cart and seemingly kills 2 people with 1 sniper bullet. I know what's going on. Keep going. Oh my god! Oh, what did I just do? In reality, he just broke a ramp and they fell. But hey, FaZe Clan can make anything look cool. Impulse grenades are often used to make really cool plays. But the thing is, only really skilled players can use them effectively. Average players just fail miserably with them. Savage Pinecone appears to be one of those average players, but he has luck on his side. An attempt to impulse grenade the enemy, he launches himself and is left with 1 HP. But did he win that game? A little known fact is that you can kill other players with a shopping cart as long as you're traveling fast enough. La Flame 00 pushes his shopping cart down a mountain and magically an enemy runs at the right time for him to ultimately dies after celebrating his lucky play. When rocket riding was first discovered in the game, everyone wanted to try and get some cool kills. Half of the time people would end up dying from fall damage or they couldn't even rocket ride at all. King of Games this seems like a pro at it though. He's able to hop on the RPG, but when it explodes, he lands perfectly on a launch pad. If that wasn't there, he would have easily died. Finding a llama in a game is rare enough, but finding all 3 is even luckier. Well, guess what? Lopik found 4. In the clip, he shows himself finding 4 llamas in the same game. Even Epic Games commented under the post, saying that there's only supposed to be 3 in one game. Before the guided missile got taken out of the game, a lot of people considered it overpowered, especially at long ranges. During the endgame, Quibanary uses the guided missile in a bit of an unorthodox way. He manages to fire a close-range missile that breaks his opponent's building, ultimately killing him due to fall damage. It was a lucky play. Another no-scope appears in this video when Manitas00 is able to pull off the impossible with a legendary bolt-action sniper. He spots a gliding enemy and manages to pick him out of thin air. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually seems. Getting a supply drop can be bittersweet because you have the potential of getting extremely good loot, but a lot of the times the drops are in the open, which makes you vulnerable to your foes. But player Harez Online was camping in his porta fort when a supply drop lands perfectly into the center of it. What a lucky drop. Before the crossbow was taken out of the game, it was very satisfying to get kills with it. Dizzy Cedo kicks it up a notch when he and his squad are fighting the last guy in a sky base. In a last-ditch effort, he shoots his crossbow on the way down towards his death. He got so lucky and secured the victory for his team. Fortnite claims that everything you can buy in the game is for cosmetic use only, but this clip could make you question that. Flippin' Sexy is an emote where your character does a backflip and lands on its side, but when you do it in a bathtub, you can evade bullets, like how Psycho Killer 805 did. Lucky timing, too. Here's another example of how Fortnite emotes could be considered more than cosmetic. In this clip, a Raven skin jumps right over a sniper bullet, completely avoiding it. The timing on it is so perfect, too, that the player, not 5, had to go back into replay mode and see what happened. Building may be considered the most important thing in the game, and coming after that is editing. Here we see Crim's bro editing his platform so perfectly that an RPG barely skims through and breaks his sky base. He falls down and kills the last guy for the final kill.
Oh my god.
Edited it, most likely he would have died. Another FaZe clan member proves that it does take skill to be in FaZe. FaZe dirty impulse grenades himself, and in midair he no-scopes his rival for Victory Royale. He and his partner's reaction just shows how lucky the shot was.
Actually, do you believe?
Before I reveal the next example, you should subscribe if you've enjoyed this video. We upload amazing fact-filled list videos daily. Also, make sure to click that
2 years ago, another video of it.
You'll regret missing out on some amazing knowledge that could have filled your brain. Now let's get back to it. Killing someone with an impulse grenade is one of the most pleasing and fun things to do in the game, but it can be difficult and risky to do. Fortnite player Fruitasaur gets very lucky after he throws his impulse. Not only does he get the kill, he lands on top of a tree and takes no fall damage whatsoever. You couldn't even replicate that if you tried. The addition of the shopping carts added a fun new element to Fortnite, and when it first came out, everyone loved to build ramps and fly down them. Well, in this clip, that player got the short end of the stick when Hostographer is able to snipe him with a hunting rifle as he's soaring down his ramp. Perfect timing. Towards the end of the game, players are always forced into a small area because of the storm, and in this case, Lord Quas is able to take advantage of this for a win. With one RPG shot, he manages to take out the entire last squad for a quad RPG kill. Granted, they were probably weak because of the storm, but getting 4 kills with one shot is very lucky in and of itself. FC Barcelona DJ pulls off the impossible when he tries to show off and gets a cool impulse grenade kill. Instead, he impulses himself and flies out of the storm, only to land on a launch pad to soar right back into the eye. After, he finally gets the impulse kill for the W. Towards the end of Season 3 in Fortnite, players saw comets constantly flying into the map. In this video, the other team was lucky enough that Cozy 95's RPG shot collided with an incoming comet. Considering the timing of the comet and the RPG shot, this shouldn't have happened. Sometimes when an impossible thing happens, you either think the players are so bad, or you're just lucky. For Sue Dudes, it might have been a combination of both. He hides behind a wooden crate because he doesn't have a weapon, and both players go right past him. On top of that, his duo partner gets knocked, and Sue Dudes is able to clutch the elimination with one pickaxe swing. Dying from the storm stinks, and Murderer Birds was 1 second away from dying from the storm, but he's able to get the victory royale with one shot to the last guy's head. Even from his celebration, you can tell that was totally unexpected. God, dude! Oh! Hiding in a bush can either be a smart or a stupid play. There's no in between, but in this case, Grizz was very lucky that someone was hiding in a bush that was right in front of him. The sniper spots Grizz and tries to kill him, but only ends up even he realizes how lucky that was.
There was a guy in the bush. No. Dude, he saved my life, dude.
This might be the luckiest no-scope ever, because Wappa Papa does it while he's on top of a tree.
I'm not nice to these guys. Oh my gosh! I know it's gonna do. I know it's gonna do.
He tries to do it a couple more times, but there's no way he's hitting that again. Here's yet another example of how emotes might not just be for looks. Formidable is dancing with no weapons right in front of his enemy when snowball grenades bounce off of him and right back at the shooter. Knocks himself out. One last example of how dancing might be unfair is in this clip where the Red Knight character dodges an RPG shot because of dabbing. The rocket zooms right under his arm right as he dabs. If he was just standing still, he would have gotten blown up. Playing with bad players can be considered lucky, especially here when this player is facing an enemy that somehow misses every single one of his shots point blank. The player shoots him and kills him instantly. That's what you get. So what did you think? Who was the luckiest? Has anything like this happened to you? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you'd like to see more Fortnite videos, beg in the comments and it might just happen. Till next time, thanks for...
No, let's see some more dumb ways people died. Cause as if you...
Well, they're not stadium stairs, but they'll still give you that stadium stair rush. What's the store up there? Ooh.
Over time, natural selection takes its toll and omits the dumbest people from the gene pool. It's not great news for the people whose head whistles in crosswind, but for us, it's fantastic, as we can keep entertained by the amusing tales of people with a room temperature IQ who perish due to a lack of intelligence. Let's get to it with more Darwin Award winners. Number 16, Death by Beard. Hans Steininger served several terms as mayor of the small Austrian village of Braunau-Emmen. He had a 4.5-foot long beard, which he kept neatly rolled and stuffed in a pocket. When a fire broke out in his village in September 1567, Steininger found himself at the center of panicking townspeople. His beard loosened from its pouch and unraveled as he tried to suppress the commotion. Steininger was too rushed to re-roll his beard, so he pushed it out of the way. His decision proved to be fatal when he tripped over his beard at the top of a flight of stairs and tumbled down the steps, breaking his neck along the way. Number 15, crushed by a cactus. One day in 1982, two young and presumably bored roommates named David Grunman and James Sukochi decided to wander the desert near Lake Pleasant, Arizona, with shotguns. During their walk, Grunman opened fire on a 10-foot saguaro cactus. It quickly toppled, and Grunman then shot 2 rounds into a 27-foot-tall cactus, causing a large and heavy arm of the plant to fall off. Grunman was crushed to death by the spiny, long saguaro arm. Saguaros are only found in the Sonoran Desert and are protected by Arizona law. In the case of David Grunman's unlawful behavior, he received a death sentence, courtesy of the cactus he shot. Number 14, fatal test run. As the aviation age took off, a tailor named Franz Reichel decided to pursue a dream that was far beyond the scope of his profession. In 1911, the aspiring inventor entered a contest to create a safety parachute. He created a parachute suit, which was a standard flight suit improvised with rods, rubber liner, and a silk canopy. Reichel broke his leg during early tests and blamed the chute's failure on the short height he jumped from. After a year of lobbying for permission to test the parachute suit from the Eiffel Tower, Reichel was given the green light. Police and onlookers expected him to use test dummies, and when they realized he intended to test the product himself, they tried talking Reichel out of jumping. He was so confident in his parachute suit, however, he took the 187-foot plunge and died on impact with the ground. Number 13.
Oof.
Shopping cart catastrophe. One day in 2008, 18-year-old Cameron Beaverly took a joyride in a shopping cart that was attached to the bumper of a car. When the car hit a speed bump, the Florida teen was catapulted 27 feet and landed on his
Head. Cars run Fortnite. Pretty surprising.
head when he hit the pavement. He died shortly after. Beaverly's parents became adamant campaigners against car surfing, a trend among teens that has become increasingly popular in recent years. Apparently, a growing number of today's adolescents and young adults need to be shown evidence of a tragedy to avoid dangerous driving behaviors that could kill them. Number 12. Motorcycle helmet protest death. In the summer of 2011, 55-year-old Philip A. Contos attended a protest against New York State's motorcycle helmet requirement. Around 550 motorcycle enthusiasts rode together without their helmets in a show of solidarity against the safety law. During the demonstration, Contos' 1983 Harley-Davidson fishtailed when he hit the brakes and he was thrown over the handlebars. He hit his head on the pavement and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The medical expert who pronounced Contos dead believed he would have undoubtedly survived the accident if he had been wearing a helmet. Abate, the organization that sponsored the ride, maintained their view that motorcyclists should have a choice of whether or not to wear a helmet. Number 11. Multitasking misadventure. 20-year-old Kalita Hicks was driving her 1986 T-Top Monte Carlo along a dark Kentucky highway at 3 a.m. one morning in August 2010. She had a passenger named Thomas May with her, and they decided to switch seats. And apparently, saw no need to pull over. As Hicks attempted to climb over the T-top and into the passenger seat, her foot hit the steering wheel, causing the car to veer left. May grabbed the steering wheel and turned it sharply to the right. The swerving caused Hicks to be thrown from the roof of the car. She hit her head on the guardrail as she landed on the pavement.
Ow.
She was flown to the University of Kentucky Medical Center and died during surgery. Number 10. Self-decapitation. In 1995, a group of Polish men decided to measure their masculinity, and evidently their intelligence, or maybe lack thereof, by playing drinking games. One of the competitors amputated the end of his foot using a chainsaw. In an effort to one-up him, 30-year-old farmer Krzysztof Esninski swung the chainsaw toward his neck and cut his own head off. We all know that drinking games usually never lead anywhere good, but when it comes to winning the award,
This is sound barrier.
inebriated stupidity, this one's a no-brainer. Number 9. Party boat. In 2018, a 21-year-old man decided he needed more attention on the booze cruise he was on in Boston Harbor. So he decided to perform vertical push-ups on the railing of the ferry. The crew ordered him to stop, which he did briefly until they turned their backs. Soon enough, he faltered and toppled overboard. Several life rings were thrown to within several feet of the man, and a crew member got into the water within 5 feet to assist, but he was unable to stay afloat and eventually drowned. Number 8.
Idiot.
Self-defenstration. A Toronto attorney named Gary Hoyt
Ain't scared butterfly. Oh god, it's not. That was an RPG game, or quote-unquote RPG game.
That he was known to show off the durability of his 24th floor office windows by throwing himself against them. One day in 1993, he decided to impress some incoming students by body checking himself against the glass. The first time, the window held, as it always had before. Hoy took another run at the glass, and it popped out of the frame. The lawyer plunged to the pavement below and died from his injuries. Peter Lawers, managing partner of the firm, told a local newspaper that Gary was one of the best and brightest. If that's true, I suggest you hire a different firm. Number 7. DIY death. In 1996, Mark Gleason made a last-ditch effort to quiet his snoring. So his girlfriend, Tracy Lambert, could sleep. Doctors had told Gleason that his snoring, which was caused by sinus problems from a car accident, was incurable. But the Scottish couple were determined to get it under control. After taking a few sleeping pills and drinking some wine, Gleason stuffed tampons into his nostrils. He fell asleep on Lambert's sofa, and the next morning, she discovered his lifeless body. Gleason died from asphyxia.
The reason that's a bad idea because you plugged his nose, and guess what? That's where you breathe from when you sleep. So
caused by both the tampons and the sleeping pills, which furthered his breathing difficulties.
Yep.
Number 6. Accidentally proving an accident.
Okay, I'm gonna go here in a second. I wanted to lower this highway, but, you know, I'm on a road to go through here. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go shut my machine off. I'm gonna go take a shower, okay?